Hey Bridge fans, welcome to another wonderful episode of the Dexter's Bridge Show. My name is Dexter, your host. Can you think of crazy things you ever did thinking they were actually very effective? Do you know what the word medical myth means? As a matter of fact, a myth means a widely held notion of belief or even practices that are false. Yes, it is not a myth if it's not widely held or practiced across a vast majority of people, but false all the same. Today we are handling or talking about medical myth. Yes. And I'm sure your minds are going through all the crazy things you did. Now, do you know that once upon a time, doctors would drill through people's skull to cure a headache without any form of anesthesia? Do you know that people used urine to whiten their teeth? Do you know that once in history that children are given cough syrups laced with heroin? Can you imagine that? Okay, so before you start kicking against the things we'll talk about today, imagine your skull being drilled just because you had a headache. But medicine evolved, science evolved, and people dumped those crazy, what you now call barbaric practices for more modern medical interventions. Today I'm joined by my friend and a very loyal Dexter's Bridge Show fan, Dr. Celestina Yusuf. She's a senior registrar in family medicine. Thank you for being on the show.
It's good to be here. At least I've been watching, and today is finally an opportunity for me to be on the show.
Did you drink urine? Let's start from there.
No.
Did you drink kerosene?
No, I did not.
Crude oil?
No, sir.
Salt?
Well, yeah.
Dettol?
No.
Izol? So what did you drink?
Salt, red oil, scent leaf water. Those ones.
Did they drill your skull? Okay, you were not existing in those days. Today we are talking about medical myth. Those things that we still do in our houses today that are not just ineffective, but are actually harmful and could prove fatal. So, Dr. Tina, I know you see crazy things, and as being a family physician or a family doctor into family medicine, you see crazy things. What would you say is the most bizarre you've seen? Most bizarre?
Most bizarre? I think most dangerous. Let me say most dangerous. It was
Please. I don't want you. If I use the word, leave it that way. All this your medical vocabulary is bizarre. I say it's bizarre.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
It's your show. It's bizarre. Okay, so it should be the one of a child that was brought to the hospital with both legs burnt.
Okay. But they're trying to roast evil spirit away from the child.
I don't know. But the story was child had a convulsion. So child was convulsing, and then the widely held belief there was if you put the legs in fire, the convulsion would stop. So we left convulsion, we started treating fire burns. So I think that should be the craziest I've had to deal with. Okay, guys, please don't judge me.
Yes, these things actually sound nerve chilling, but one side of me will laugh about it. Not because I'm a sadist, but having said that, let me have a good laugh. A child convulsing and you put the child's legs.
You'll be surprised how common it is. So it's not just once, like several times.
Okay, I've not heard this before. This is my first time of hearing this.
It's quite common. It's quite common. So there's this belief that if you put the child's leg in fire, the heat will stop the shaking.
Okay, so that shaking is going to bring.
So the heat will now stop everything.
Calm everything down.
Unfortunately, for convulsions, most convulsions will usually stop.
Okay.
Maximum 5 minutes. Maximum. Most of them 1 to 2 minutes. But because it's something so alarming.
Yes, and dramatic.
Yeah, so it looks really very scary. So everybody wants to do something. And they are trying to be good neighbors, and we will only do to the limits of our knowledge. So they are trying to. So this one is saying, bring onions. There was another one like that. The child was brought to the hospital, had convulsed. Now the child refused to open his eyes. And the mother came to meet me and said, "Doctor, please, don't tell my husband. We put onions in his eyes.
A chair, that means they had to apply onions to the child.
Directly to the child. So now the child refused to open the eyes.
But the child had gained consciousness at this point.
Of course. Like I said, a lot of time, in fact, like in children, the commonest cause of convulsion in children is fever.
Okay.
So when the temperature gets really high, they start convulsing. And like I said earlier on, 2 to 3 minutes, it's over. So whether you put the child's leg in fire or you watch the child, that convulsion would stop. So because maybe a practices somewhere, they put the leg in fire and then the convulsion stops. So they now feel, okay, if I did this and it stopped, that means this
it's
stops
the fire
it.
that stops the convulsion.
So not knowing that the convulsion stopped on its own. So they are now advising the next person to do it. So it just goes on and
burn the damn leg.
Oh my God. it was crazy. Because the leg now, the child has to battle with scars, and sometimes they might end up amputating the leg because it can get infected. So these are like crazy things. Another one they do is the mother should go and urinate now. They'll now bring the mother's hot urine and give the child to drink. Ha! Now the problem with that, there are 2 problems with that. Apart from the fact that urine is a waste product, nobody should drink anybody's urine.
What of your own urine?
You shouldn't even drink your own urine.
Your own property.
You should not. It's waste now. It's waste for a reason.
It's my waste.
Okay, do what you will with it. But I shouldn't be drinking your urine.
I didn't imagine it to be this crazy.
So
okay, the mother's urine.
The mother's urine.
I give birth to you, so you drink my urine. Drink my urine.
So the problem with that is a convulsing child is breathing, but is not in control of swallowing. So when you give something into the mouth, it goes into the lungs. Okay. So you now finish dealing with convulsion and start dealing with lung injury or lung infection. So those are the issues with that. Or there was one.
And considering that urine is toxic in itself, so there are many things that can go wrong.
It's waste in itself with all the everything inside. So another one is spoon. I'm sure you did that one.
Yes. My elder brother used to have spades and bouts of seizures. Thinking of it now, we never really found out what the cause of those very incessant, convulsional seizures. Especially when we're brushing our teeth in the morning. Growing up, we live in this public compound, so always you line up at the edge of the gutters to brush your teeth. And many times he just goes stiff, and then the next thing he falls on the wall, and then he passes out. So, and when that happened, everybody would panic and be very frantic. It just occurred to me that we never found out what happened and just stopped on his own. But we just immediately, the teeth should not lock. If it locks, you cross the gate of hell or heaven and go to where. So we use teeth and everything, and you have bruises and gashes on his lips. So you are saying that if we didn't unlock the teeth, that he would still have come back?
No, you have answered that order. So you just gave him injuries unnecessary.
No.
You have reported
It works.
Do you know some people swear by it that spoon, lie. In fact, there was a post one time a colleague.
Because see, listen now. Let me tell you now. If the teeth lock, it's like the gate of life is locked. So you have to force the gate of life to be unlocked.
So teeth is gate of life. No, say it now. No, the problem with that is you do that. Maybe the child even had a loose tooth before. By the time you use spoon, you now dislodge that tooth. And remember I said,
have to go to the dentist.
Well done, sir.
2-1.
You remember I said that child is not in control of his swallowing reflex. So that tooth can get aspirated into the lung. So you see it now that God saved us a lot.
My bad.
If the teeth lock, so it doesn't lock, convulsion that would stop. Whether the teeth locks or not, nobody's going anywhere.
Now bites the tongue.
If you bite the tongue, when it okay now, the spoon you used, did it not injure the child's mouth?
Not as bad as biting the tongue.
A lot of times.
Give me some credit now.
No, sir, I cannot. Just leave the child. So what do you do if a child is convulsing? Ensure the child is safe. So maybe the child was sitting on a chair. You don't want the child falling off and having to deal with head injury. So ensure the child is in a safe space. Allow the child to convulse. Then when the convulsion is over, bring for us to the hospital. Let's now deal with the convulsion and what caused it. Let's not have to deal with the complications of your treatment. So, and then I usually advise that once your child has a fever, please bring down that fever. It's better to avoid the convulsion because of the alarm it might create, and then your neighbors want to come and help.
And bring the native doctor's tires. So, you see, the problem is that we usually attribute drama to severity. And in life generally, things that are utterly dramatic are usually not as dangerous as those ones that are similarly silent. So don't panic in the face of drama. First thing you should do is calm down. So convulsion, don't give urine. Please don't give urine. Don't put spoon in their teeth. Don't give anything. Let the child be. What if a child is having high fever? You have to cover the child. The child is catching cold now, so cover, so stop the cold.
Okay, so you cook the child?
No, it's cold. It's making the child to have fever now, so cover now.
If a child's body is hot, if anybody's body is hot.
Wait, let's start handling this thing. I'm not as prescribing. No.
Okay,
I'm not prescribing. Sorry. My bad. A child is having cold. Child says, Mommy, I'm cold. And what should you do to help the child? Cover the cold now.
Expose.
That's why I say people are wicked people.
If your body is hot, expose. Anybody who has a fever, expose. Then
even though the child is catching cold and tell you my body is shaking.
The child, sorry dear, you'll be fine. Mom is trying to make it better. Dad is trying to help. But get towel with tepid water and clean.
By tepid you mean not cold, not hot,
cold,
just
not hot, just like that temperature that runs from the tap.
Okay.
Just keep dabbing or give the child.
Why not cold water? Because the child's body is hot. Now use cold water to knock off.
Okay, you're the one that was saying this child is cold. Now you want to use cold water.
No, but you said you should not cover now.
No cover, expose, tepid. That's why I said tepid.
Tepid sponge.
Because the child is already cold. Not cold water, tepid.
What will cold water do now?
Well, I think
ice block.
The child is feeling cold. You don't want to pour cold water. You don't want to startle that child.
Okay.
You might startle the child and then the child starts to convulse.
Convulsion. Okay. I thought we'll finish dealing with convulsion.
So don't startle. Just tepid water, clean. Then, of course, paracetamol, ibuprofen.
Okay. So we're done with this convulsion thing once and for all. What about somebody's having a headache and you drill through that? Okay, you didn't do that. No. It's not you. Just old Sigmund Freud and they like those old doctors. Okay. Palm oil. Palm oil is some kind of nostrum in the African homes. It can cure everything. Yes. You drink acid, palm oil. You drink urine, palm oil.
No money in your bank account.
You eat poopy, palm oil. You don't have money in your bank account, drink palm oil.
They break your heart.
They break your heart, palm oil. Your wife wants to take your money, palm. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. Palm oil. What's the myth about palm oil?
Well, palm oil. It's oil. It's just oil. Okay. Now, people feel it's an antidote to everything. Now, for starters, one of the common reasons why they use it is cough. Now, like
palm oil and sugar. Oh Jesus! But it was cool. It was very interesting.
Growing up, my dad would say, "Hey, have you taken palm oil and I want salt?" What salt? Okay. So once we are coughing, my dad would bring palm oil and put salt, and of course, my dad will not fail to give you ampy clocks.
Don't mix everything. Combine honors.
One must work. This one doesn't work. The other one will work. Now, it is largely ineffective. You get. Now, a lot of cough we have is either it's allergy or it's viral.
Okay.
So if it's allergy, if the irritant is removed, or coughing is like a reflex. There's something irritating you, so you're coughing to clear it out. So if the irritant goes, the cough will go. Viral, it will usually run its course.
Of course.
3 to 5 days, it will go. And then my father would now say, you see, it worked, right? So it's really largely ineffective. Now, the reason why I won't say it is outrightly dangerous is because a lot of time, at least for me, my dad will just give you like a teaspoon. It's usually a small quantity. So it's not like it's giving you something dangerous.
Your dad was not a very good.
My dad was educated though. So he was not in all these ones, the strong ones. So he'll give you a teaspoon. So those ones.
At least half cup.
Used to drink.
Half cup. So it will knock off the evil spirit.
Completely. No.
And now lubricate. Yes, I know.
It's not
they lubricate the airway, so the cough will not go away.
So that's one reason why people use palm oil. Then another thing is, if a child overdoses or takes a medication, like children now, they want to know. So maybe a child takes paracetamol is the most commonly abused one, or cough syrup. So we now go and give palm oil to say
to
this
neutralize.
is an antidote to. Now, it is advised that if anybody takes overdose of a medication, please don't take palm oil. You can aspirate that palm oil. So if somebody,
what do you mean by aspirate the palm oil?
Aspirate means it can go the wrong way.
Wrong way, okay.
It can go into the lungs and then cause lung injury. You get. Now, some people will say, hey, get him to vomit. They want to get the child to vomit.
What's wrong with that one again?
Now, the one, you're angry. You sound angry.
No, I don't understand.
Now, the problem with that is,
you drink bad tea, now vomit it is still the problem.
The child can aspirate it. So the child now
the
takes
will not go
the
into the lungs
acidic
again.
content of the stomach plus the drug now goes into the lungs and now starts causing a problem. Now, a lot of times is the child might not even take such a quantity that's toxic by itself. But by the time you now do that, you will now tilt everything into a life-threatening emergency. So if a child takes overdose of a medication, bring to the hospital for us. Let us manage. Let's now evaluate and now know, okay, this quantity the child may have taken, is it dangerous? Does anything need to be done? And then if anything needs to be done, they can start doing.
What if you give the palm oil as first aid, then take the child to the hospital?
Please don't give first aid. Don't give, just bring. Now, if you must do anything, just give water.
But they say first aid is the name of a person, animal, place, or thing. Okay, not first aid. Sorry.
Please just give water and bring to the hospital.
Emergency response.
Please help us tell your neighbors to stop giving palm oil.
I'm sorry, palm oil, but at this juncture, it's been cancelled. Don't drink palm oil.
It's usually best to avoid all these incidences. Children are curious, so please, they wrote it there. Keep all medicines out of reach of children.
What if the child now carries stool and climbs and can reach the
It was not out of his reach in the first place. Children will climb, so lock it.
Okay.
The problem is a lot of times we'll now forget where we kept the key, but please lock it.
Why are you attacking my wife? Okay. How did I say that? Can you cut this part out? Okay. Don't cut it, please. So, okay, palm oil, I'm sorry. If it's not in the goosey soup or vegetable soup, cancel. Don't drink it. Don't lick it. Not even small, with small salt.
Leave it now. What are you using it for?
Okay. A child has low blood. The child's blood is low. Blood is low. You know, you're looking at a child's hand, there's no blood, it's not red. You understand? And the child's blood is low. So you want to help the child. And you then give the child tin tomato paste and malt to help boost the blood.
Pastor, what I can say is, thank God you are educated, because you'd have been a very strong native doctor. Now, how does looking at a child...
I feel attacked. I feel attacked.
How do you look at somebody...
Wait, tomato paste is red. Blood is red.
No, let us first start from your diagnosis, please. I have a problem with it. How do you just look at somebody and say this person looks like does he have blood?
Because the person is behaving sober. It's very, very... He's
hunger, give the poor man food. Or he just doesn't want to sweep the house that morning. Anyway, but that aside, tin tomato and malt, please, we are sorry. We will not do it again. Please, tin tomatoes and malt doesn't build anybody's blood. Neither
even the redness.
Neither
at least red blood cell. No, see, okay, let me put this in perspective, but because you don't understand. The tomato paste is red for red blood cell.
True that.
The malt has white end for white blood cell. This thing combines. And you say it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Okay, let's leave that. Milk is white for white blood cell. So malt and milk.
Okay, now the person's hand is white, so that should mean that the person has a lot of white blood cells. Going by your analogy now, Abi. Please, malt and milk, tomato paste and malt.
Ugu water and malt.
Now, ugu, if you tell me ugu, the reason why I might agree is ugu is vegetable. Vegetable helps blood building. Ugu water will not go into the blood directly and increase the volume.
It will pumping.
It would increase the capacity of the body to make blood because of the content ugu has. So usually if somebody doesn't have enough blood, we're prescribing fruits, vegetables, eat healthy. At least if your blood is such that you don't really need really need transfusion, we usually prescribe medication and then vegetables to build the blood. But you will not hear any doctor say, please bite in tomato, put malt inside. It doesn't build blood. The only thing you're doing is that you're helping the woman sell her market. But it's not building blood.
Charity begins in the neighborhood.
So you did
the woman
well.
has to sell her market.
You did well.
But you can still use the thing to fry stew. Don't drink it.
Yes, use it to cook. Don't drink it.
I can't imagine them doing this show. I can always spoiling all the traditions, everything. We're breaking everything.
Well, sorry, sir.
Okay, but you see, I'm just thinking about the Ogun now. Could there be a risk? Let's say maybe microorganisms from not washing the Ogun since you didn't cook.
So
is that a risk too?
If you wash your vegetable, usually we usually even advise that you don't over steam, you don't overcook. So the more raw it is, the better, so to speak. But if you wash it properly,
because you should not cook it to the Ogun and turn to manure.
Don't
and kill the devil out of the
just
thing.
lightly steam. So when you steam, you still see that fresh green color.
Like army green, you know.
Yes, you know. So that's to take that one. So that's why it might not be dangerous if you wash it properly.
Guys, we'll be back. Let's just go on a little break. I'll have a little quarrel, then we'll come back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for staying tuned. You are still on to Dexter's Bridge Show. Before the show, I had ventured into places that I think might get me expelled from the African Parents Hall of Fame because maybe I have betrayed the brotherhood. But it's for your safety. For your safety. Okay, we're talking about harmful health myth. There's one that comes to mind. Popular post-delivery practices for both mother and child. You know, a woman gives birth and you want her to return to a flat tummy, so they have to apply hot water to massage so that all the bad blood will go out. It congeal. No. It will dissolve the bad blood and wash everything away. And this one will get me in trouble. I'm very, 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 very sure. And some herbal things they drink to detoxify the system and things like that. What do you have to say about harmful post-delivery practices for both mother and child?
Our grandmothers should not see this. And then any grandmother
grandmother who is watching YouTube,
please,
what do you think you do here? Any grandmother watching YouTube, post 70 age grandmother watching YouTube, you should have came to see sacrilege. Just stay with your generation.
Any grandmother that sees this, I'm sorry. Dexter's Bridge Show made me do this. Okay, so most of the post-delivery practices, they're actually things that have been done right from ages past. Yeah. And some of them are harmless, okay? While
harmless but not effective.
Yes, harmless and not effective.
Okay.
While some others are dangerous. Now, I remember when my mom came for Omugo for my first son.
Your own mom?
My own mom. That's why I'm apologizing.
Jesus.
So then when we were at the hospital, she was like, we should go and go home. That they're not even bathing this baby well in the hospital. I was like, is it not bathing? When we got home,
you need to wash away the original sins.
The first bath, when I put my hand in the water, I was like, is my child a chicken or a baby? The water was hot.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
And you made me do it. Now, this is a general...
How can you be saying that? Did I force you? See, we're all on this show. Did I force anybody? I made you do it. You know, she's not talking under duress. She came here. Only she waka come.
So the general belief is, when you want to bathe a newborn baby, the water should be very hot.
So pneumonia will not come.
So that cold will not enter the body, and then to wash out that dirty skin the baby came with.
Exactly. Original sin.
So please, it's dangerous. There's somebody that her younger brother still has burn scars from that hot water they used in bathing him when he was a newborn baby. It's not common because a lot of times the grandmother is using her hand to pour the water. So before it will get to the baby, at least the water will cool down a bit. But it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Now the skin the baby came with is not dirty. Inside the womb is not dirty. It's just the covering, and then the baby having been immersed in amniotic fluid
yeah,
for so long gives that coloration, which in a few days will clear out.
And the child will now take the natural
take on the natural complexion. It's the same thing. This one is more common among the Yorubas. They use red oil and this sponge to scrub the skin.
Wait. Yoruba people. What's the problem with oil itself? Oil.
Chibi.
Oil. You all cook. I didn't say that.
So it's not necessary. The skin will clear out itself. At least I didn't bathe my babies with red oil, and their skin is, so it's not necessary. Another one.
Maybe that's why your children are dark.
Okay. Their father is dark. Another one is the one of throwing the baby up.
But Chinese do it now, so the children will be. Aisha!
So does the fact that Chinese do it doesn't make it good? Doesn't make it correct? Doesn't make it safe?
But they're the ones that give us all the many supplements that we drink in Africa.
And did they force you?
And we are coming to that supplement part.
And did they force you to do it?
Supplement.
Now, the throwing a child up, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Then imagine if somebody that's not seeing so clearly, or you get distracted, or you do it and maybe your towel is falling off. So these are the issues.
So you have thrown a child.
It's unnecessary. It doesn't kill any fear. The child that will be afraid. The one that will be a courageous or bold child will be bold or courageous. So throwing up the child doesn't really make any difference. And then this one, they want to turn the hand to make sure
to exercise the child's bone.
And one of the when I asked then, the reason was so that when the child grows up, his hand can wash his back. And then I asked myself, so I should break my child's hand so that he can wash his back. What are long sponges for? Okay, can I not even ask for? So it's unnecessary and it can be dangerous. This child is fragile. The bones, everything is still soft. The good thing is that children heal fast. But
so even if a child is injured, you might not even know, but the child just heals.
But the child might just heal fast. So it's unnecessary and it might be dangerous. So it's better to avoid all of that. It's good to massage.
I was coming
not
to that.
The one
use hot water to massage the stomach.
So that what will happen?
So the air that was trapped in the stomach while the child was
who puts the air there? Okay, there's air in the stomach. It's unnecessary.
Okay, what if no that is cold has entered the child's stomach?
Inside the stomach, inside the pregnant mother's stomach.
No, as soon as she just came out, all these hospitals have AC, and the child was not used to AC. The child will not catch AC and pneumonia will not enter the child's lungs. So you need to use hot water.
Pastor, you didn't say pneumonia. Please, you didn't say pneumonia. Did you say pneumonia? Please, cold does not cause pneumonia. Neither does cold enter the stomach anyway.
No. See, wait. When a new child is born, the child is not strong yet. So you now open the child up, AC, and cold now enter the child's, and the mother needs to use hot water to, and you say it's wrong too.
This is wrong. It's wrong. So cold does not cause pneumonia. Okay, pneumonia is caused by micro.
The way I even pronouncing itself, pneumonia. Now you say it's pneumonia.
That thing he said is caused by microorganisms. It's not caused by cold. So the best cold will do is cause nasal congestion, and then the child is sneezing. So that's what cold will cause. It will not cause pneumonia. Then for the one that you say cold enter the stomach, you don't need hot water to press out the cold. If you are cold now, all you need to do is put on protective clothing, and then you get warm. Do you start pressing your own self with hot water? No. And then the mother's breast milk is warm. So give a cold child, the child you said is cold, to the mother, let the mother nurse. The mother's heat transfers to the child. Wear the child protective covering, and that's all you need to do. And let me now say that all this wearing too many clothes on our newborn babies is uncalled for. I know you bought plenty, but don't.
Wait. If thunder was to fire us for all the wrongs we have done, there'll be lightning across the sky everywhere. One will be going to Ubolu to fire somebody there. No, will be going to Lagos, Ijebu. Thunder would have everywhere because all the things they're doing.
We're doing a lot. And then a lot of things we simply do because our parents before us did.
Of course, that's why it's a myth, because it's widely practiced. It's like it's handed down. You have to preserve the family tradition. Hand it down. What of robbing Aboniki?
Where? On the newborn baby. Is it the baby? Please, don't rub Aboniki on our babies. Please. The child is cold. And how do you know the child is cold anyway? But if you feel maybe the room got too cold, the child got exposed to cold, please cover the child up. Let the mother nurse or let the father carry. Let the heat of the parents transfer to that child, and the child is good to go. You don't need to start doing any other extreme measure. And aboniki is not for children, please. Don't rub aboniki on our children. Thank you. Then for the mother, post-delivery practices for the mother. All those giving hot water to drink. In fact, excuse me, I was told you're not going to drink anything cold for the first 1 month.
So see, but that one makes sense now. If you are drinking cold beverages or cold drink, you can go and congeal, that bad blood. You cannot, the blood will not go out.
Please, if you want to drink cold drink, feel free. I'm the one that said it. Go to town. Now, the cold drink is not okay. Now, the cold drink you're taking, at best, the cold is here to end. By the time it's getting to your stomach, everything has even warmed up. That's for starters. Then, too, how does the drink you drink into your stomach go and congeal blood? Then they will tell us, okay, to congeal bad blood, to now leave, to select, okay, the cold drink knows that this one is bad blood, this one is good blood. So it's only go and congeal the bad. It should just kukuma congeal everything. Let's know it's doing something.
Okay, let's leave that, because you came to attack me on this show. What of pepper soup? Pepper soup with so much pepper. You understand? Wait, let me finish. I put it in perspective. You understand it? You understand it? Okay. All those African herbs, they're actually very good medicinal. They will help detoxify the body and the bad blood. So what of that one? You understand? It's not a good word. Detox is a good word. Now you're saying something wrong.
It's correct grammar, but I'm saying I have a problem with saying the herbs will go.
Okay, the grammar is right, but the practice is wrong.
So if you want to take pepper soup, just take pepper soup with your full chest. Just tell them to give you pepper soup. It's not congealing anything. It's not uncongealing anything. Basically, what pepper soup will do is that you're taking in fluid. And a nursing mother needs fluid to be able to nurse her baby. So basically, you're taking fluid, and then the herbs, a lot of our African herbs actually have medicinal value. So maybe the vitamins here, the minerals there, all those are helping the mother to replace blood lost during delivery and helping to, with breast milk and all of that. But basically, by itself, it's not uncongealing anything and getting rid of anything. Naturally,
what is to heal the whole, the delivery, all the
so that's why I said herbs. Some of them are.
So it's not the hot and the pepper that's healing.
So it's not the hot and the pepper that is healing anything. It's the vitamins and minerals that some of these things contain.
And so you have to drink the pepper soup when it's very hot. That type that can burn.
After burning your mouth, by the time it's getting to your stomach, it's no longer that burning hot. Does it burn when it gets to the stomach? By the time all these things get down there.
Are you saying that we suffered for nothing?
I actually also suffered too. For some, some of these things. But when we know better, we should do better. So a lot of all these things are actually. So if you want to take pepper soup, enjoy. If you want to take drinks, then another one is to tell the pregnant woman, don't drink cold water. For some pregnant women, that's like when I was pregnant. The times I was pregnant, it's only cold water I drink.
Make the child to be too relaxed. The child don't want to come out.
It's not true.
The child will not
the child to have cold, to come out with pneumonia. Now, that's the only water I could drink. So if you tell me not to drink cold water, you're just telling me don't drink water. Because pregnancy, some people are not just pre-pregnant.
You are saying that even when it's close to delivery, you should be drinking warm water to inconvenience the child. The child will leave that place and come out. When
the child is ready to come out, nature would by itself bring out that child. And even if the child is not coming out, there are ways to induce labor now. You don't need to start.
Or not to drink a little whiskey, something like spirit, something hot. Just to ginger the child.
Please, when you're pregnant, don't take alcohol. Alcohol has effects on your unborn baby. That somebody did it and nothing happened to the child doesn't mean your village people might be actually alert on your own case. So don't even do it. If you want to drink anything cold, I used to drink ice cold water. My children are fine. So if it's cold water you can tolerate, please go to town. Drink cold water. I said it with my full chest.
Okay, since this is the way it is, you can see that pepper soup is not preserved for only new mothers.
That's the only one you heard.
Let me feel what I want to say.
That's the only one you heard.
So please, my guys out there, if your wife gave birth, don't allow me to take the pepper soup. It's just to help the woman heal. Follow to drink the pepper soup. It's the yam, it's the fish. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Everybody should eat. It doesn't congeal or anything. So like you've heard it now. It's not only a pregnant woman or a woman that just gave birth that pepper soup is good for. Everybody can feast. Everybody should feast. Everybody should feast. They have spoiled all the traditions.
You're taking this too personal.
No. There are things we used to do that make us feel Africa, we are too much. But they have spoiled everything. They have spoiled everything. So see, Doc, the quarrel I have with African medicine, what you call traditional medicine, is our refusal to evolve. The Chinese evolved. They still have their Eastern medical practices, but there's an evolution. There's a way of trying these things. They have gone past mere hypothesis. They are putting things to more empirical or scientific trials, and they are beginning to expunge the very harmful practices. But we are stuck with them. A friend of mine had a fracture recently, and I told him, at least before you go to the traditional bone whatever, at least go and have an x-ray to be sure that you know what's even going on inside there. The guy refused. And he went there. First of all, they used razor blade. And this is a learned guy to scar as if they want to initiate him to a cult. And they tore his whole hand. They now rub substances. So, they're opening the pores. So the bad blood will go out first. Then the substance that they rub will go in. Go and meet the bone fast and cure everything. Then this guy had not just a fracture, there was this very complex dislocation. So without any form of anesthesia, they had to match the guy's hand, and the guy was screaming. After all this, they now say that they have matched the hand back into alignment. When I insisted, the guy went to do an x-ray and see an orthopedic doctor. The guy had a fracture, actually. So my quarrel is that we have refused to at least evolve. If you're a traditional bone therapist, at least know what you are doing. Your eyes don't see through the human skin. At least, if you must, because they used to say that their forefathers gave them this. It was like
in a dream.
Yes, in a dream. It was handed down to them. At least go and have an x-ray so you can have an idea of what you are doing. See what's going inside there. So that's just... Then all these issues of you apply things, you want to cure. I heard there was a mother that applied sniper to cure lice and the risk of transdermal absorption. What do you have to say about things like that?
If a child has lice, please don't use sniper. Now, sniper by itself, we all know what sniper does. And then we know of people that drank sniper because they wanted to go to the other side very fast. Okay, so the problem is the skin absorbs all these things. And the skin is a wide area. Now, then the scalp on the head is enriched with plenty of blood vessels. So that means absorption is even faster through the scalp. If the child has lice on the head, first of all, clean the hair, cut the hair so that you can see what you are removing. Then, of course, a lot of times lice is hygiene. It's hygienic practices that cause lice to be on the head. So improve hygiene. Bring the child to the hospital. We will prescribe the one that you will use to wash the head. So wash the shampoo that you can use to wash the head, and then it gets rid of lice. And then, of course, your hygienic practices thereafter will determine whether it will come back or not. Don't use sniper.
What if the child has ringworm? You now scrape it and now apply kerosene on the ringworm.
Thank God I mentioned kerosene first before he mentioned it. Please don't use sniper, don't use kerosene, don't scrape anything. If there's ringworm on the hand or on the body, bring to the hospital. What
if nail choke the child's
Don't
leg?
use kerosene, don't use sniper.
Bring
the child.
No.
Don't burn it.
I am not saying what I want to say. You can't shut me down. You now put palm oil, heat it
Again.
up. Let the palm oil be hot. You now open the part that the nail, and you now pour it so it will burn all the germs and okoro that's entered from the nail, roasted nail. So tetanus. So tetanus will not enter.
Can I go ahead now? Please,
and don't tell me I didn't pronounce it right.
It's tetanus. If there's a nail puncture.
What? Wait. Roasted nail puncture.
Roasted nail, any puncture actually. If there's a puncture, any puncture, it doesn't have to be roasted nail. If there's any puncture wound, we usually would say your child should have had tetanus up to date, the immunization, the vaccinations, the one they give babies, should have had it up to date. So if there's any puncture wound, bring to the hospital, let us clean and dress the wound. And then if the child requires a booster dose of the tetanus vaccination, we would now give. The burning, you're traumatizing an already traumatized person. Please don't burn. the palm oil thing is also ineffective. It's unnecessary. So a lot of times, like I would say, a lot of these things, it's just that this wound was not going to cause tetanus. So you now think that it's because you burnt it. That's why the child didn't come out with complications. So it's just obvious that that wound, either way, wouldn't have come up with that complication. Do you understand? So if there's any wound like that, bring to the hospital, let's treat.
I can't believe I burnt myself for nothing. I'm actually feeling very, very bad now. When I was in secondary school, we were just playing around, and I was a boarding student then. I just had this nail punch, and the nail was rusted, So I was a Spartan boy, and I could burn myself all by myself. I needed no help to burn hair out of myself. So I put the hot knife when the thing was red hot, and I dropped palm oil, and it was dripping, was dripping, and pow! It burned the tetanus. I'm very sure it did. Because I could feel the pain in my soul. In my soul. So you are saying that
you punished yourself, sir. Clearly?
No. Something I'm taking away from this show is that the fact that the situation was resolved didn't mean it was your error that resolved it. Certain things you worry about will eventually go away by itself. You just put it down. Unfortunately, we might not know what it is that will go away by itself, but most things self-resolve. So that you acted out of ignorance and it didn't prove fatal doesn't mean that the ignorant practice actually was effective. Generally, like worrying. You worry yourself silly when you're going through a challenge. Sometimes just calm down. Most times, things are not as bad as they first appear. That initial reaction to an unfortunate occurrence, you think that the whole world has come to an end. Things are usually not as bad as they first appear. If you calm down, you might even think and come to terms with how things really are. It's that initial panic that usually makes you to now overreact, overkill, and now cause the real harm, and not what happened in the first place. So we need to do better. It's been a very interesting show. I didn't want to come to this part, but I will talk about it because it's actually fraud, and EFCC should look at it. All these people that sell slimming tea, waist training tea, butt enlarging tea, fat burning tea, breast augmenting tea.
You did not mention penis enlargement. Are you intentionally skipping that one?
What did I do to you?
No, are you intentionally?
No. Did you come to the show to embarrass? Did you come to the show to embarrass me?
Okay, sir. I was
okay. She has said it. I didn't want to say it. Penis enlargement tea, and all the many sundry teas. These people should be charged for fraud, because a woman goes to have some kind of surgical procedure.
Come on.
Then she now comes back and starts selling some magic miracle working tea. What do you have to say about slimming tea?
Well, I support that they should be picked up.
EFCC, please take note. EFCC, take note. ICPC, take note, because this is fraud, corrupt practices.
So now those
and that churches should suspend them.
Now those slimming teas.
Do you support that the church should suspend them?
That's not my jurisdiction, sir. It's not my jurisdiction. So the slimming teas,
Are you saying the church should not suspend them?
I don't know, sir. It's not my jurisdiction.
But church, we can continue.
Okay, so a lot of these slimming teas, what they do, they make you go to toilets. So in your mind,
you are shitting away the fat.
The fat is coming out. So
I knew you used to do something. I knew you used to achieve something.
So when it makes you go to toilet, what you lose is water weight. So you're basically dehydrated.
Just when I felt I was being right.
So you're basically dehydrated. Then you now climb the scale, and the scale has moved. And then you tell yourself that it's working. Yeah. So that's what those slimming teas do. Now, if that was the only thing they do, I might not have a quarrel with that. The problem is they're damaging something. Okay. Now, these things, of recent, there has been an increase in kidney failure, kidney injuries. We've had to deal with a number of them.
We're coming to Abu. We're coming to Abu.
Young
coming
people.
to you. I'm coming.
So, slimming teas, what they do is they now go and start damaging.
Shegu, I'm coming to Abu. Shegu, I'm coming to Abu. Continue.
So they go and damage the liver and the kidney, because the liver and the kidney detoxifies.
Of course, all the crazy things you are taking is
which also talks about this. Let me just talk about this detoxification that they also sell. This detoxification tea. What the liver and the kidney does for the body is to detoxify the body. So naturally, your body gets detoxified.
It's like the waste management agency
of the body.
All
so
the nonsense you are eating.
It comes out in your sweat, in your urine, in your stools. So when you now take slimming teas, you are belaboring these organs. So you're now giving them more work to do.
No wonder you said they should not drink their mother's urine. Maybe the mother drank slimming tea.
Wisdom.
And the slimming tea now went from the liver to the kidney and to the urine. And the child now drank the slimming tea.
So you're belaboring these organs. And then tomorrow, you will think village people came early. So what this slimming tea is?
I say it's poison. Like he drank, they give him poison. And so the leg is swelling.
Give you injury to the kidney and to the liver. So you might have lost weight, but what would you not have to contend with later? So it's safer if you want to lose it. I'll tell you, like a lot of times when somebody comes to my clinic and in my management, I tell you need to shed some weight, and then they tell you, what do I need to do? Or some will tell you, I'm already working on it, and then I ask, what are you doing? I'm taking slimming tea. There's no shortcut to weight loss.
No.
If you need to lose weight, you should remember that the weight you have, you accumulated it over time. The safest way to lose that weight is over time.
Wait, but medicine has grown. Surgery is no longer as barbaric and as butchery as it used to be before. There's now laser surgery, even proxy surgery. Can there be like laser weight loss? Something, just plug it and suck all the nonsense away.
We're not there.
Why do people like people to suffer? Doctors?
It's not me. The safest way to lose weight, cut down what you're eating.
Okay, I've heard you. What if we put like milk inside the slimming tea
or
and sugar to make it at least the cut, and now use some bread and maybe omelette?
Well done, sir. So the same damage the slimming tea without sugar would do is the same thing. The only thing is that you're now adding calories to your already existing problem. So if you want to lose weight,
so wait. So it's like 1 step forward, 4 steps backward. Oh God. Slimming tea, that one too is cancer.
Please don't take slimming tea.
Busted.
Don't take it. If you want to lose weight, reduce what you eat. Exercise is not only for weight loss.
Wait. Are you saying stop eating like bandit?
Stop eating like a hoodlum.
Did you just mention Tovia? Okay, you did not. I thought I heard Tovia. Sorry.
So stop eating as if food is going into extinction. Let me eat it. No. You eat enough for your body. Some people say, go belle full me. I will usually say that the stomach is elastic. It's what you give the stomach to accommodate. So by the time you're overfeeding, over time, the stomach stretches to accommodate that quantity. When you reduce the quantity...
So 2 cups of a bar is no longer enough for you. You don't do like 4 cups.
You now start doing 4 cups. So by the time you now reduce your quantity, over time again, the stomach comes back to that size it's supposed to be. And then that quantity, you now find out that if you even take 1 muscle more, you now feel overfull. So reduce your food, exercise. Exercise is for everybody. I recently saw a patient.
No.
Wait.
He was weighing 48 kg. No, you can't say that. For everybody, how? See, let me tell you something. The Bible says that the wicked runs when no man is pursuing them. How can I be running while I didn't do anything?
Okay, don't.
My hands are clean. So are you running in one place? No. Stand in one place you are running. I barely weigh 60 kg. And I'm very good. I don't have I have a flat tummy. I'm very good. Why should I be running around and exercise early morning?
Exercise is for everybody. Slim, fat.
Including me.
Including you, sir. Especially you. I will even tell people that the truth is, people who are fat, they are even luckier, kind of, because those are the people that are more conscious of what they eat. Those are the people that exercise. The man who is slim, like our host here, will tell himself that nothing will happen. So they tend to eat more, and they are more sedentary because they feel anything I eat is not a show for my body. But the fat person is more conscious. Like the person I was saying, he was weighing 48 kg. His cholesterol is 2 times upper limit of normal. Ordinarily, people say cholesterol, now people wear fat.
Of course.
So the same thing applies to cholesterol.
Fat and oil.
Applies to cholesterol. People who are slim, you people should be careful. Check. Do exercise. It's for everybody. It helps keep you fit. It helps you it gives you a stronger heart.
Hi.
I remember there's this mommy, I've forgotten her name now. She was 70 something, and she was still. When I see that woman, I tell myself, no, I should be like that. I want to be 80 and strong. You will see how she walks briskly, as in she's still very sharp. And she's somebody that over time, that has been her habit. So you see her a fit 80-year-old, not like some people that they say they are 71 and they are looking, very. So please exercise.
And my mother is that way. My mother is 76 and very active. She still walks out. I mean, she'll do like, I can't be precise, maybe like 1.something kilometers every morning. She comes and does the aerobics and everything. And she's almost keener than I am. So you're saying that even slim people like us should exercise?
Yes, please. Thank you.
And cholesterol can be. What if those who drink anointing oil? Can it cause cholesterol?
Okay. Can it cause or can it eliminate? Because anointing oil does a lot of things for all of us.
Okay. So anointing oil can eliminate cholesterol in one person and induce another person.
Anointing oil does not do anything for cholesterol. Okay.
Does it do anything inside the stomach?
You mean healthy something or disadvantageous?
Let's leave it. Let's leave it.
Better.
Let's leave it. What if you are fat and you apply it? Can it cast the demon of fatness?
You answer that question.
No, this is a medical show.
Please, even if you bath yourself in it, it doesn't cast it away. See, God works with principles too. So even if somebody tells that this anointing oil breaks all the yoke, the truth is, apply this principle. It is simple. Lose weight.
No. See, people are selling slimming tea for slimming.
So we should.
Pastors can sell slimming anointing oil for slimming. So if they say slimming tea is bad, look for where they are selling slimming anointing. Anoint yourself 4 times a day with it. It has to be just high dose anointing, so it will work faster. These things will work. We can't suffer. Unless the Bible says bodily exercise profits.
Yeah.
So you have to exercise. There's no shortcut to exercising, really. Okay, it's been a very, very interesting show, but we will not leave here without talking about injurious exercises. Because, things should be done in moderation and balance. So I know exercises can flip to this other extreme and become injurious. Like there's a friend of mine that I knew had a waist injury because some of these untrained trainers at the gym put him through some very, very extreme exercise. So what do you have to say about exercise regimes and things like that?
I would say that if you're exercising, start small. As you progress, you build strength, you build capacity, you can now increase. But everything in moderation. Apply wisdom. The person that's training you too, you should know that this one has his own limits. And then maybe he wants to see results faster because he's training. So he wants to boast that, okay, see the person I trained. This is 102
kg, now it's 45 kg.
So he might put you
through
some extreme.
In 2 weeks. If you don't lose 20 kg in 2 weeks, get your money back. Money back guarantee. Wrong.
So small, moderation. Don't overdo it. The exercise is the weight, like I said, the weight you gained was over time. The exercise is going to be helping you over time. You're not going to see results overnight. So small.
So what you're saying is that if someone is going to jog and he's tired, you enter and come back.
If you're going to jog, you should have planned your distance. You should have planned how far. It's not that so that tomorrow somebody would not say, I jog from here to here and enter keke. If you're going to jog, you build capacity. So say today you jog for this distance. Tomorrow or in a week's time, you should add to that distance like that.
So but what I'm saying is that instead of to faint, you can enter keke and come back.
Instead of to faint, I beg, please come back home.
Okay, what if you are going to the gym, you carry food flasks, so in case after gym you can eat so you don't faint?
It's okay to eat. If you want to lose weight, you should eat. Don't starve.
I'm saying after gymming, you're not tired.
If you want to eat after gymming, it is fine too. Important thing is, what are you eating and what quantity are you eating?
So it's okay to have a after gymming party. After every gym, you have after party.
You now down some fizzy somethings and
so you lost 10 kg, you get 20 back on your body. So
please don't all those after party apples. It's not going to help you.
So my friend, I don't want to call her name, but my very good friend, people go to that gym because they used to party in that gym. People come with flask, after happy hour, after the gym routine for the day, they enjoy at least this life. I can't keep myself, or something like that. So, but is it wrong to carry food to gym and eat after gym?
Like I said, it's not wrong to eat after gymming, but what are you eating? So that you don't go and start eating and then replace what you've lost and add jara to it. Eat with sense.
Eat with sense. I would regard it as a sign out, but what would be your last word? I mean, about some of these, we've talked about many. We can't exhaust everything. The list is actually very inexhaustible. But what would you say about some of these ancient practices? Would you say people should not feel guilty if they jettison them? Would it amount to betraying African heritage, you know?
Well, what I would say is, in the past, we did some things because we did not know. Now that we know better, let us do better. A lot of all these practices are harmless, but are not effective. But some are harmful. So now that we know better, at least this program will serve to educate some people. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends that these things they were doing were not helpful. They should stop them.
So just like you will not go to any doctor and allow them to drill through your head without any anesthesia just because you had a headache, when there's no tumor or hemorrhage that has been confirmed, so you should stop drinking kerosene, palm oil, sniper, Dettol, crude oil, agbo. We didn't talk about agbo, but I'm sure agbo is complicit for the increased rates in kidney injuries, like you rightly said, because of the toxins and things that people take in there. So malt and milk, malt and tomato paste, pepper soup and everything. Okay, pepper soup. No, pepper soup is good. Keep it. Remove it from the list. Pepper soup from the list. Pepper soup. Take pepper soup. So let's just jettison most of these medical mythological practices and do ourselves the good than harming ourselves more. That's our show. Thank you for being tuned, for staying tuned. Follow us on all the social media platforms that you've seen on the screen. And if you have a great story, let's have it. You can drop more medical myths that you practiced or that you were that you were traumatized by as a child, or that you still practice. We can address them. Our doctors and our medical advisors will be on hand to help whatever comments you drop there. Let's get your opinion. See you next show. Thank you very much.